Ciryl versus Jones in March. Stipe is up next. Stipe's got dibs. He is going to take on the winner in July. Okay. Looks like we finally got some clarity in the heavyweight division, right? So, and by the way, I got to tell you, whenever a guy calls a shot like this, whenever he talks, I've got dibs, and then he also puts the perfect month in there, it warms my heart. I mean, it really does. If he would have named, we're going to play in this same stadium that the Cleveland Indians do baseball at, like if he would have just kept making it better and better for himself, it would have made me happier and happier. But, okay, we got some clarity, right? Now, you want to know who's okay with it? Curtis Blaydes. Yeah. Curtis Blaydes came out and he said, it's about who puts asses in seats, who puts eyeballs on TV screens. So right now it's not me, it's Ciryl. Is that accurate? Is that accurate, guys? Is Jon Jones versus Ciryl a bigger fight than Jon Jones versus Curtis Blaydes? Is it really? You really believe that? You've asked yourself, you've internalized, that's what you believe? A huge part of the Jon Jones experiment is taking the last multiple years to change your physiology, gain size, but moreover, move into the heavyweight division, where you are going to have a meaningful and obvious disadvantage from the perspective of the audience, not from reality, but for the audience. You're going to have a meaningful disadvantage. The greatest of all time is going in handicapped because, and then fill in the blank with the weight. He's going to go in weighing less than by 20 pounds, laying less than by 30 pounds. The entire story is predicated on that. And Jon Jones, I think, is going to get in there about 242. And Ciryl's going to get in there at 248. Fine. So what? To hell with the story that took 3 years to build. Okay, I hear you on that. But it is the number one part of the story, and it would be preserved if Curtis went in. You then have a stylistic problem. You got to be able to beat Jon Jones in one of two places to give any hope that you can beat Jon Jones. So you have Ciryl Gane that just got outstruck by Tai Tuivasa. Almost finished. Back up from that, you have Ciryl Gane who got outwrestled by Francis Ngannou. So what part is it about Ciryl's game that you believe can match or be superior to Jon's? And when you answer that question, based on what? I just laid out two fights for you. One he got outstruck and one he got outwrestled. I laid those out for you, but lay something out for me. I'm happy to hear you. I'll just share with you that Curtis Blaydes, stylistically, is the biggest problem for Jon Jones. Jon Jones' biggest achievement was a junior college national championship. Great achievement. That's the exact same greatest achievement of Curtis Blaydes, just so you understand. So you're at least going to have the perception advantage Blaydes. You're then going to take a little closer look at the fight, and you're going to see stylistically Blaydes is a big problem. So, is Blaydes correct when he tells you he is not the draw that Ciryl is? I'm just posing it to you. Because we know what's next, right? Stipe is going to fight him in July. Stipe's going to fight him in July. But Curtis says that he's probably going to go and fight Sergey Pavlovich. And he said that Sergey's ranked higher than him. And as long as somebody's ranked higher than him, he'll go out and fight him. Fair enough. I'm not going to go down that road. I'm just asking for you Do you believe that Stipe should be able to sit out another half a year? We've already gone however long we got, but he can sit another half a year north of 40 and return as a number one contender? Or do you believe that that train has likely already left the station? And that's now. That's under today's landscape now. The landscape will not be the same once Pavlovich and Blades compete. It will now favor them even stronger and even more. It's a very, very bizarre spot. And I don't know if Curtis is right. I just don't know about that. He could be, but I got my thumb on this thing pretty close. And I do see where Curtis versus Jon is interesting. You're going to need to tell the story just a little bit, but I see where that's interesting. And it's bigger, and it's younger, and it's all these different things favoring Curtis. And I look at Ciryl and I go, man, that's kind of an interesting fight, too. It was interesting before his last two matches. Like, going in 2 matches ago, Ciryl Gane had never been taken down. Jon Jones takes everybody down. Like, there was parts of that was just interesting. The fact that Ciryl wasn't 265. The fact that he does weigh a manageable weight where he can actually move and bend and flow just a little bit. I think they're exciting things. But we finally got clarity. We know who's going to fight next. We know it's not going to be for the interim championship. It's going to be for the undisputed championship. We know that Francis is going to exit stage left. And we know that Stipe is going to come back in July. He's going to fight the winner.